Yes, people, and welcome back to Normski TV and the What's Going On podcast. Great to see so many people in. Big up to everybody on the road to 1K, people. When you come in, please hit that like button, smash that like button, subscribe and share if you are new. I need to get to 1K, yeah, and I know you guys can help me get there. We'll share it around. I need to get to 1K before the end of the season or before Arteta is sacked. Yeah, but big up to you. But listen, Kwaja, first one in the building. Big up to you. Big up to you. Big up to Normski, the legend. Listen, don't call me a legend. I'm not a legend. I'm just pure, simple Normski. Simple Normski. But listen, let me get some guys in. Get some guys in. They're waiting in the back room, and I'm gonna get them in. So first of all, let's scroll down if my thingy decides to work. Here we go. Here we go. So first of all, I'm gonna bring in Mr. Big D.
Yes, sir.
And wait for it, people. Wait for it. Drum roll, everybody. Drum roll. Making his debut on my channel for the first time, all the way from sunny Ireland. What's the story? What's the story? It's Mr. Shane.
Sunny Ireland. Sunny Ireland.
Mr. Shane Gouda, big up to you. Big up to you. Big up to you. So listen, guys, before I go into everything, right, just want to go around the room as I normally do before we get into it. And I will go through the chat as well. Because listen, you guys, the community are there. You make me what I am and make this community what they are. And big up to all of you. Again, please smash that like button, subscribe and share if you're new. So first of all, Big D, what we saying, brother? How you doing?
All good, mate.
Yeah.
I'm on the birthday settings, man. I'm extending it.
Yes.
It started in the weekend. It started on Sunday and it's still going, mate. So
yes, it's still.
Yeah. It was mad. I got loads of cards when I was away for a week and got loads of cards on the post yesterday when I got back. And this morning, I got like another 7, Bridget. I was like, what I got on here? I was feeling good, man. I was feeling the love.
No, big happy birthday. 2
Yeah,
years
nice
younger. We won't reveal our age, but you're 2 years younger than me.
Yeah, man. But man,
don't let it out the back. We'll get the chat to guess. We'll get the chat to
We are the big people in the room.
Yeah, the big man in the room still. Yeah, the big man in the room. But listen, good to have you on the show, Big D. Good to have you on the show, bro. And listen, I know you're not one for the internationals, you know what I mean, apart from Brazil, really. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But listen, thank you for joining me tonight, and I really appreciate it. We have got a lot to go through. But let me introduce Mr. Shane Gouda, debutant, first time on my channel. It was coming, and it's here. He's here. Mr. Terminator himself, this chef. What else can I call him? I don't know. This guy, D, you got to tune into him. Listen, I know you work late nights and all that thing, man. But when you get home, before you put your head down, 10:30, this guy goes live every morning. Work rate is unbelievable, mate. And I'll tell you what, this guy chefs up every single Gouda, every top Gouda, every top mutant that's out there. He's on their tail. He's on their tail. Big up, Mr. Shane. What you say, bro? What you say, bro?
Listen, the pleasure's all mine. It's an absolute honor to be on your channel, and it's a double whammy for me. I get to share a screen with Big D for the first time as well, so that's an absolute pleasure too. But listen, Normski, you go into the matrix for me all the time. You dish them up for me. I just had to sprig of parsley on top at the end. That's all I do.
You know what? Big D's close to going into the matrix with his club, man. You know what I mean? But I mean,
rough over there. It's rough over there.
It's rough. It's rough in there. It's rough in there. And D, as I said, man, it's like going into the matrix with our club, bro. Some of the stuff, right, that this club comes out with, some of the stuff that the fan base comes out with, it's unbelievable. And listen, this is the nature of the internet. This is the nature of the fan base that we're in now. It's just the mediocrity around the way these guys think, and it's probably the same for your club, Big D, as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And necessarily gaslighting all of it.
Gaslighting it, and we come from an era where, back in the day, we would be at each other. We'd be friends during the week, but come the weekend, swords cross, mate. Swords cross. Now we're just like two banter clubs. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't know which one is the worst. You know what I mean? And one thing that Shane did
it's us, Norm. It's us.
No, but listen, this is how bad you. Look, no, wait there. I'm going to say something to you, right, Big D. This is how bad your manager is now. Right? This is how bad your manager is, to the point where Shane actually said he would rather have Arteta than Ruben Amorim.
Imagine. Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, the rest is history, Shane. It's like, whoo. So forever biting my lip when it comes to this manager and his ideologies, and it's like what we doing here,
those
man?
short trousers and white trainers, and you
Oh,
know what I mean.
man.
What you know what I mean? I don't know what he's doing. Is he going to use the toilet or something? What's what?
No Man United manager should be showing his ankles come game day.
No.
Like,
No.
what are we doing?
Bro, get a suit on.
Hipster.
Get a suit on, bro. You know what I mean?
Rock
Wear
and
some
roll
trousers.
hipster.
But they all like that. Shane. We know
yeah.
it. It's just I don't know what it's about these hipster managers, right? It's like go back to the old school managers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What that style, panache. Do you know what I mean? They knew how to manage a side. Do you know what I mean? Not like these guys out here. I mean, just quickly, Shane, before we go into the menu tonight, what's just what your thoughts on these hipster managers that we're dealing with? What's your thoughts?
They're not for me at all. I don't understand it. It is really like they get a starter pack, you know, and this whole thing with Amarin standing off from training, and they also all gimmicks when he put his feet up for the Bruno penalty, to put his feet up on the
crazy.
You know, when I was a kid, if you put your feet up like that, you'd get a clip around the ear. You know what I mean? He put his feet up on it. You know, it's like they sort of think, what can I do to look really interesting? Kind of come up with a gimmick. I think they spend more time at home not thinking about tactics, but thinking like Arteta with the light bulbs and with the lemons and all that.
You never walk alone.
It's all about gimmicks and about looking cool. And but even Pep is guilty of it with FA Cup finals. Like, he wore a blazer, but he didn't wear a shirt. Like I think you should have to. Do you know, like in the snooker when in the World Championship they have to wear a tux. So it should be a law that you have to wear a suit for the FA Cup final. The manager should have to wear a shirt and tie. They should have to wear, and not have to tie down here. But they're wearing like, a t-shirt under it. That's fine if it's a casual Sunday lunch, but it's the FA Cup final. Like, there needs to be a bit more respect brought in, I think. And
I remember you back
these
in the days.
Managers,
that's what
back
I
in
say.
the day, you'd have to wear a suit.
You have to wear a suit, man. You know, when it came FA Cup weekend, mate, the guys, we used to watch it, we used to go and get measured up and was it Burton's?
Exactly.
Used to go
Burton's right back in the day, innit?
Do you know what I mean? It was fantastic.
If you had a bit of money, it was Marks and Spencer's. You know what I mean?
Marks and Spencer's,
Marks and Spencer's.
I remember Liverpool rocking up with them white suits, man. Do you remember Liverpool rocking up?
Back in the day, madness.
Yeah. Apparently they were Armani suits. Apparently,
yes, they were Armani
right,
suits.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Jay, you're right. Yeah.
So Armani, that's Liverpool flying the flag there. Big up, JP. What you saying, man? Good to have you back in the country. Long time. This meet Shane Gooner. Absolutely big Arsenal fan.
Nice to meet you, man.
JP is another massive Man United fan. JP, what you saying, brother? You're just back from, where was you? Florida, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was up in Florida and then did a little bit of Mexico and stuff. But back to reality now, innit?
Yeah, back to supporting your club, your beloved club.
Yeah, exactly that, mate.
But no, exactly it's good to have you. It's good to have you back. But listen, we are going to go into the show tonight, and we have got a bit on the menu. As you can see, I did post it out to all of you. And for the chat, if you don't know what's on the menu tonight, question I want to ask everybody: why so many internationals before the Christmas period? Not to mention Champions League games. We've got lots of those, right? And we know what happens when people go away for their international breaks. Another one here. And I know what Shane's thoughts will be on this. If Wenger or Unai was given this level of money, nearly 1.1 billion, well, let's be precise, 1.2 billion, with this current squad and more, do they win a major? And Daniel Levy has left the room. Should Spurs be taken seriously now? And number 4, Premier League is back this week in some great games to savor. How will your team fare? And lastly, if there's any other business, the chat, you want to put anything in the chat, ask questions, any other business. So, guys, before I just go in, let's just go for the chat and just big up to Kwaja, who was in there first. Smash the likes to subscribe. Just go through there. 2 likes so far. Keep smashing like. Hopefully, there will be more likes. I can't really tell. 169 subs away from 1K. It should be a little bit less than that now. Keep going. Big up to Robert Pruden, Norsky, Shane Legends, and the midweek militants. Big up Norsky and Shane. They're from Vigilante. Big up Vigilante, always there. This man is just like Static, the Gilberto. What can we call Static? What can we call Vigilante, Shane?
Vigilante is the Burkamp. He's the Burkamp of the month.
He's the Burkamp. You know what I mean? Look, straight away, putting your link in there. The other 2 guys haven't got their own channels yet, but I'm going to encourage them. Gavin the same bit. Vigilante, big up Gavin, and from Paul Nash, even Norski and Shane. So, guys, there's more. Shane, listen, this is I'm saying
hold on. Ask Paul Nash if D and I don't exist then. What's happening, Paul Nash?
Paul Nash, could you please big up Big D and JP, please? I beg you.
You've got to be an Arsenal fan, Norms. You've got to be an Arsenal fan, man. What's going on there?
Paul, are you an Arsenal fan? Are you an Arsenal fan?
Mate. Clearly.
DJ2, big up Norski. Wahaha. Big up to you, man. Evening.
Yeah, man.
Let's keep this going through there, mate. My mouth is getting Shane Goon is on his way. Yeah, man. I think unless that was a Shane Raid, was it?
No, I think it was when you were introducing me. I think it was when.
Yeah, right. Well, even Big D and Shane. Don't worry, JP. I'm sure they will say hello to you in a minute. How about this one? Big up the panel in the chat. Right? You're in there somewhere.
There you go.
That Brazil kid is. He's talking about the Brazil kid. Listen, he's hooked. He's hooked on those kits. Big up Wahaha. Carlo in. Yeah, man. Carlo in for our club, not yours. Gavin L. Big up Kwaja. Vigilante. Happy birthday, Big D.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man.
Waha, big up Waha, Light Thief, big up to you, Gavin, big up Light Thief, Paul Nash, the Mutant Master, Shane, Vigilante A, Leonie, Big D sister, good evening. There you go, JP, I hope you're feeling welcome. Make sure to hit the like and chat. Also, Light Thief, see this lot here, man. See, when you get these many people in, Gavin, gosh, they should be played together, make it one international break during the season. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. And I know Shane has his theories and points on that. Big up Normski and the elite brothers on the panel. Shane is my brother from another mother. Yeah, that's what Shane is. My brother from another mother. Evening D and J. Vigilante.
There you go.
Big up J. There you go, Paul. Big up JP, my brother. Is that all right? Listen, too much to go through. Shane to say big up Jay. Evening JP. Wahaha. So big up JP. Happy birthday D. And bro, my brother,
thank you,
Mr. BBK. What you're saying, bro? The Jamaican in America. What I said, brother. Big up to you.
Oh, nice one.
Right, listen. Let's get into it. So, guys, why so many internationals? Anyone can start first, and what's the reason behind it? Let me just share this screen here. As you can see, so far, we've had we'll have 3 international plus 1 in March. That's 4 international breaks. First to the 9th just gone. Then we get another one, 9 to the 14th, which is 5 days, and then we have I can't see that. I think that's the November day. I think it's the 13th.
Yeah.
To the 18th, I believe, the 18th of November. So there's lots and lots of international.
Is this not normal, Nulski? Is this more?
Well, the thing is I think it's a normal thing, but they introduced the National League as well.
Yeah,
that's coming there as well. Then you've got you've got the Champions League now, where you're playing more games and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and I just want to know what your thoughts on it in terms of with those coming in and the impact that it will sort of have on your club, or is it that the clubs need to be more prepared in terms of the size of their squads and stuff like that? We know with our manager, he just runs them into the ground, so it doesn't matter if they go away and come injured. They're normally injured before they go away. You know what I mean? So I just want to just kind of get anyone could go first. Just get your thoughts on what your thoughts is on why so many international breaks and the impact it seems to be having. And not only that, just to quickly come in, I think it was in the 24 season when Europe they lost. I think across Europe and all the players, I think it was something like 3 point something billion. Right, which obviously includes player wages and all that in terms of lost earnings and stuff like that. So I just want to get your thoughts on it. Is it okay to have so many international breaks, or what? Let me know, people. What are you saying?
JP, go on, man. Go on.
No, you sure? But go ahead, D. Sorry.
No, do your thing, man. Do your thing.
To you. Come on.
You know what I mean? I'm not the biggest international watcher, so like just take what I say with a little bit of pinch of salt, because I'm not sure how many. I'm a club guy, right? So this one always annoys me, the one that's just gone,
Yeah.
Because you have 3 games,
Too soon.
and then they've gone off again on the international.
Yeah.
Like it makes no sense to me. So this one's always kind of annoyed me. But your old manager, when he was Arsenal manager, Wenger, he hated international breaks,
Right.
and now he seems to like be defending them all the time because he works, in another role.
Yeah.
So it's all about, like, there's not much clubs can do in that sense, right? They don't have the power to.
Yeah, because if they're obligated to, unless they feign injury, or
Exactly.
Alex Ferguson was famous for that.
Well, Alex Ferguson would either tell them to pull out, or he'd call up the managers and don't pick my players and all this stuff. But I guess it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because, like, I mean, I really probably pay attention to internationals during the World Cup or European Championship. I don't bother with qualifiers. I didn't watch any of these games. That just happened a couple of days. I've got zero. But again, like I say, maybe all fans aren't like me. I just got no interest.
Jay, just out of query, I mean, what is it that you don't enjoy about international breaks and the fact that
you know
you just
what?
don't?
I just find it boring. I find like this whole notion. I don't even know if it still is the case. Because you remember back in the day, they used to say, it's that level up international football. And I've never seen it. Like, I watch it and I think, how's that a level up? Because most of these clubs are built, especially the big clubs, you've built around the best players in their position, generally, right? And then you got international, you got like 3 or 4, unless you've got some of the really big nations, but generally you got like 3 or 4 players. Some of them got 1 or 2 players, and the rest of them just average Joe Bloggs, aren't they?
Yeah, just scrubs, isn't it?
And scrubs. So I've never really, and I'm not sure what every time I've seen these games, the intensity doesn't feel like it's there in these, especially the friendlies. The friendlies are the biggest waste of time. The qualifiers may be a little bit better, but even then, I saw the first maybe 5 minutes of yesterday's game, and I was England's game. I was bored. And I turned it off. Now, it turns out it seems like it was a decent game in the end. Well, the scoreline told me that. I don't know much about it, but maybe if it was see that's the thing. Right? I suppose I'm not as invested because when I watch United, I mean, we've been drosh, right? There's been some diabolical performances, but I still watch the whole game. Right. But I don't feel the same way about like qualifiers and internationals. But I'd watch it all in a World Cup.
Yeah, I think that's for me. That's once it gets to the knockout stages and you got the group stages during, that's when I think it really does. Like, I mean, Shane, just what your thoughts are on the international? Obviously,
do you know what it is for me? Do you know what it is for me? Is that back when I was a kid for the internationals, you know, when I was first watching football, like we had Anders Limpar and there was Eric Cantona and there was 1 or 2 foreign players, and you used to watch the internationals, and then you'd get to see the French team, or you get to see these players that you didn't get to see often because football wasn't that accessible. Apart from sort of the Serie A show, the Golazzo, you'd get to see all these guys. You wouldn't normally get to see them, and then you'd be so interested to see. I remember World Cup '90 seeing Valderrama, and I was like, "This is mad. I've never seen players like this." Or seeing Higuita coming out of his box and stuff like that. And now, when you watch the Premier League and you just go online, I have the Zone Sports. I can look at Spanish football, Italian football, whatever I want to look at, I can look at. So the internationals used to be more about you're getting to see these different teams, and there was also the thing that nearly every country would have a different style of play. Now everybody plays the same football. Everybody plays the same football. All the lower teams just low block. The Andorras can hold out and stuff like that, and they can low block. But if you used to watch, you know, West Germany against Holland, it was 2 completely different styles, completely different. And that was what was beautiful about it, was watching the 2 different styles go at each other. Yeah. And then you like that, you get to see the rude Hullets or something like that you can't normally see on TV. So there used to be a bit more of a romance to it, definitely more of a romance to it. And like was just said, you know, we're seeing all these players in our teams now. We're seeing, we have all these, and then when they go and they play, and you see Norway winning 11-1 and stuff like that, it's like, you know, there's nothing really about it. And there's too many of them. Wenger had the idea to play all the qualifiers over a month and a half over Christmas and break the league for the whole Christmas period and just play the whole qualifying as a one-off. You know what I mean? I think
That's
that
a
would
good
be
shout.
a fine thing.
This is what I was going to say, Shane.
That's a great idea, because then you can sit down and you can get more into it, because you go, right, I'm going to, sometimes with the break, you're going, is this even the first game of the group? Sometimes you don't even know if it's the first game.
Yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And when I was younger,
absolutely.
I used to look forward to international just as much as Arsenal games almost, because Ireland were, well, we had a decent team. But it's definitely lost a bit of the romance. It seems like a chore for the players, never mind the fans.
It does. It does.
It's just sort of, it's lost a bit. They either need to make, someone put in my chat today, which is a great idea, the World Cup should be the top 16 teams in the world all automatically qualify. And then the rest is it out, because then you have all the best teams in it and there's less games. You know what I mean? They can play a few friendlies, sure, but I mean, that should be the way it's done. But there's a lot of things they could do to fix it. And then Wenger also, while championing doing it all over Christmas, he's also trying to push for a World Cup every 2 years. And I'm like, please don't do that. That will destroy the World Cup. The whole point of the World Cup is that you have to wait 4 years for it. It will destroy the World Cup if they do that. So I hope they don't. But I just think some of the romance has gone from it. Some of the romance has gone from it for me. And for me, it is that you used to get to see players that you wouldn't normally see. And that was the big thing. If Ireland got Portugal, I was, oh my God, I'm going to get to see Rui Costa. I'm going to get to see, you know, and I think that's what's lost it. But they're not the same as they used to be, and they do need to fix it, especially the 1-3 games into the season. I mean, come on.
It's crazy. I mean, Big D, just like coming in there. I mean, obviously during the qualifying stages, before they actually go into the knockout stage. I mean, the teams that England come up against, mostly of them are minnows. Do you think because obviously, you know, you're playing teams that are never ever going to ever make it to the knockout stages? Do you think as you say, as Shane just said about maybe the top 16, you know, sides or whatever, rather than going through that? Do you know what I mean? Because they're going to go out there, probably going to get injured, and you know, this whole thing of playing so many games. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, for me, first and foremost, the season starts, they've got to get at least 6 games under their belt for their club before they disappear for this. Because it's like, you know how it is early stages where one, fitness level may not be where it should be, even with the pre-season. And then you'll go and probably go and train a different way after 3 games, where you probably just adjusted to what your club is doing, especially if you're a late transfer, like a lot of teams had. So you arrived at a club late, you just started to settle in, bam, international break. Like, what are we doing here? And so what Shane was saying about because remember, FIFA are so obsessed with this ranking, this power ranking of, you know what I mean? Okay, be obsessed with it. Like, whatever, top 20 or top 18 go directly to the World Cup. Everyone else gets put in a pool, and you try and make it as balanced so that you get a team that may be unlikely to qualify may qualify because the pool is in. You know what I mean? Just like, say, like Jamaica played Trinidad in one of them games. Trinidad, really and truly, not even knocking them, the likelihood of them getting to a World Cup is slim to none. I mean, Dwight York said he's managing them. He said, listen, man, we're a development country in terms of football, because cricket is their national sport. But football is because they like to watch the Premier League, so now they get into football, so they're thinking, right, for Trinidad to go to the World Cup, that's a big deal. But is it ever going to happen? Slim to none. I listened to Saeed earlier, and he's saying that Somalia have never got anywhere near. It's Somalian, so they got nowhere near. Like, he looked at the table, it's like, even where we are now with the qualifiers, nah, unless someone bums somebody some big money, they're not going to get anywhere near a World Cup. So make it accessible for an unlikely team to get there by taking them away from all the big countries that are already ranked by FIFA anyway. So your ranking gets you in, and then everyone 20 and below gets in a pool, and an even pool that you're going to play some teams that you should beat. You don't beat them, cool. You know,
it's like that in most sports as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have like snooker or tennis.
Yeah, there's a ranking.
Like the top pros aren't qualifying to get to Wimbledon. It's
Same as
everybody
golf.
else.
They're seeded.
The golf as well. Yeah. Like you, if you're a top, whatever. I think in the golf, if you're fit and you're in the top 40, you qualify. Everyone else has to play a tournament to try and get in the top 10 of that tournament to get invited to the Open or the Masters or whatever. So yeah, I think they're doing it all wrong, and maybe, Norms, it's the money aspect. They can
I was going to say to you,
for their federations.
Yeah,
you know, And like I watched the Brazilian game. I watched the first one, the one we won 3-0. We lost last night to Bulgaria or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And they played well in the first one because everyone's trying to impress Don Carlo now. In this one, it's like they couldn't be bothered me.
Yeah, but you know Don Carlo's reasons why they lost? Don Carlo said they lost because Casemiro got suspended.
It's what he said.
And they can't replace a player like Casemiro.
What are we doing here?
Well, that's showing you that his pooling or what he thinks is decent for a midfielder, these youngsters ain't it for him. Yeah, because if you watch, Kaz always anchors that team, you know, and you think you can't be replacing Kaz because we need him to be as fresh as he can be for us, and not just me being selfish, even as a Brazilian fan. I'm saying no, don't be playing Kaz the whole game. Why go on here? Because I know that Ruben has to start him because that's one he has to trust now, even though he didn't want to trust him. So it's very political. But I think Don Carlo as well probably trying to wind up Ruben with that statement as well. You know what I mean? Stating that, listen, man.
Well, he didn't play him in the last game. He didn't play him in the last game, did he? So
that's right. Yeah.
That's good for us.
But they looked out of sorts, if not a little bit unbothered, because when I looked at the table, I think Brazil I think they're fifth in the table. So when you look at the points, Argentina are top, and Argentina have 10 more points than Brazil. And
well, they got beaten last. They got beaten, didn't they? They got beaten by Ecuador, didn't they?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So it's like even the players, like we've all said, the players get there and go, okay, the first one I'm gonna be a tryhard. The second one, man, I'm trying to save my energy because I want to win big with my club. Especially if they're saying the team.
And that's what I'm saying. It's that balance, isn't it? It's about getting that balance, and then obviously just bringing in the Nation League now. A lot of friends I'm supposing they've replaced it to make it a bit more competitive. I mean, is that a good thing, or is it just? Do you think they should have it? Shane, do you think they should have the Nation League, or do you think just do the qualifiers, or do what you said about maybe having a pool of players that should just automatically qualify, and then the rest of the minnows can fight out amongst themselves?
Yeah, I thought the Nations League was a good thing at first, and then the more I watch it, the more I'm like, it's just a glorified friendly. It's only a glorified friendly. They definitely need to do the like was said there with the snooker, like for the World Championships. I think it's the top 16 are just automatically qualified, and then the other 16 fight it out. Yeah. Thing is, then you do need the other games during the year to change the world rankings. That's the only problem, because otherwise it would just stay as it is. You know what I mean? So I do get it. I do get that it's tough to do it, but I do think they should just be done in bigger chunks. I definitely this breaking all the time for it. Yeah, friendlies mean absolutely nothing. They mean absolutely nothing. If it was a world ranking thing, and you have to get into, and then obviously then the next 16 would be seeded, and the 16 after them would be seeded, and all the way down. Yeah. That would make the friendlies more important, because you're trying to climb up and get. The thing is, with the way it is now, like Ireland are always in like pot 5 now. Right, so we get like 4 teams that are better than us. So you get stuck in this rut of qualifying where it just gets harder and harder, because every time you get a harder group, you get smashed more, you drop down the rankings. And we were like in the 90s and early 2000s, we were getting in like pot 2. You know what I mean? We were right up there. When under the Jack Sharp and Mick McCarthy era. So Wales got stuck in that rut for about 50 years. They couldn't qualify for anything because they just kept getting put in groups with Germany, Bulgaria, and all these teams, and you just keep getting smashed back down. So they need to have some sort of wild card to give you a chance to get back up the rankings, because once you're down, it's very, very hard, and then you keep losing, and then like we're after having a great little draw there against Hungary. It was like an old school throwback game. The comeback, the crowd going mad, nighttime game, and then we just went and lost to Armenia. You know what I mean? So it is that thing of where every game is too much pressure, because we're thinking we have to win all 3 home games and then beat Armenia, or else we're definitely not qualifying. So every game, there's no back door. So for the smaller teams, it is tough. It's very hard to climb up. And once you're down, Scotland were like that for a long time as well. They're up doing well enough now that they get seeded 2nd or 3rd, and they can keep sort of trying to qualify. So they definitely need to rejig it. They have to rejig it. I do like the idea of the smaller teams in the World Cups, a little sprinkling of them, because some of the best moments, again, I go back to World Cup 90, but like Cameroon, mate. You know, Colombia drawn with Germany, and then qualifying, and all that was all the best thing. And then Morocco in the recent one. So you do need the lesser teams. You also don't want the someone getting like the whipping boys. But with today's football, it's very rare to see a smashing. You know what I mean? Because everybody can play low block and stuff like that. But they do need to rejig it. There needs to be more African teams in it. There needs to be more Asian teams. But then if you're doing the world ranking thing, then they're not. And very hard. It's very hard to find a balance. Very hard to find a balance.
I see that whole smashing teams thing. That's why the club, I'm just going off on a tangent slightly, but that's why that club World Cup was a load of crap. Because like when do you ever see a major tournament and someone loses 10-0?
Yeah, it's really ridiculous, isn't it? It's not watchable.
It's not watchable.
Yeah, it's not watchable football, is it? Nah.
Yeah, no. And as you rightly said, I mean, those players coming back, you know, some didn't come back until they had to go and get rested before the season started. So you know,
exactly.
You know, so it's just I don't know. I just don't know if they just. I mean, compared to back in the day, I think there's more football being played. Obviously, we look at the Champions League. And we see, you know, it's changed. I like the format. I'm not going to lie. I do like the format, you know, but obviously it's like another 2 extra games. And you throw that in the mix with the 3, you know, internationals that we're having. Then there's a break of about 4 months between November and March. And then they go back and do it. And then obviously, you know, players are going to be really careful. I mean, like the likes of Arsenal, you know what I mean? They have to preserve themselves because we've got a manager that, Shane, you know, the score. He likes to run these guys into the ground. You know what I mean? William Saliba is a classic example. You know, the guy, you know, twists his ankle during the game, Liverpool game. Rather, I mean, if you was a manager, I mean, what your thoughts on it? We've spoke about it in past streams. D, if you're a manager and your player, ends up, you know, twisting their ankle before the game, and he comes up and says, "I don't worry, boss, I can see it out and play it out." What would you do as a manager? Are you gonna go, right, okay, I need to about him because I just haven't got the players, or you're going to say, no, I can't risk it? Because now, from him having, maybe he could have probably been off for a week. Now he's in the, you know, being off for a whole month, you know, and probably longer. No, because Wenger normally says, Arteta normally says a month, and that turns into 2 months.
Yeah. And the thing is, it was too early in the season for him to risk that, you know, for your best defender, your best centre back, and players are always going to say, boss, I'll go. Like we used to do it in the basketball, like strap your ankles up, take a few painkillers, and then you're limping for a week. You can't train after that. I thought you said you was good. So you said you needed me. You wanted to win this game to get to the playoffs. So we're in the playoffs, innit? But now I can't play you. I'm like, bro, make your mind up. And so I think the same in football, that it's almost like mentally they're thinking, am I letting the team down? But the truth is, it's too early in the season to say that. That's why if you lose game week 2, you can't say, oh, the title's over. Well, there's 30, you know what I mean, 30 odd games to play. It's like, so he's lost him for a month or maybe longer over one game where he could have had the international break to get treatment and recover and good to go now in game week 4. Yeah. So as a manager, you're like, come on, man, you're smarter than that.
But you know what I think it is for international managers and players. I think this in World Cup years, players think differently. If you know, it's like if this was last season, like injured players, oh sorry, Gaff, I sprained my ankle. Whereas now they'll do anything to show the manager, you know, you can trust me. You know, I'll put myself out there, and they'll probably will put themselves at a bit of risk because they really want to show that manager you need to pick me, especially if you're like a fringe player. You're not like you know, a shoehorn guaranteed first pick sort of thing.
But JP, this is exactly what Kobe Mainoo was complaining about. He said, "Let me go on loan because I want to go to the World Cup, and I can't trust this man to play me." So I actually didn't mind that. He wasn't saying sell me. It's like, let me go on loan because I need this man to pick me. I want to go. I've already been to the Euros and did well. Now he didn't get picked for this squad. No. And so I kind of look at him and say, I actually get that. I don't think he's being selfish. He's saying that I want to do it now because, you know, one bad injury, one crucial ligament, and they don't come back right, that's you done. Season over. Well, not the season, sometimes career over as well. So he's saying, while I'm fit, and he don't quite fancy me, let me go on loan. I'm not saying sell him because he's probably looking at Bruno saying, Bruno's gone next summer. And then that's time for me to step up and be the man. Because, you know, he's telling him, well, yeah, you're fighting for your place with Bruno. rather than anyone else, just Bruno. I'm like, so me as a player, I like Colby. I'm saying, let me go out on loan then, and they blocked that. Ricardo, big up yourself, man.
And my little nephew.
Yeah. And so I look at that and say there has to be again another fine balance with I hope Arsenal. Shut up, man. He ain't coming to you, lot. Relax. Static.
He'd be very good for us. He'd be very good for us.
He would know, and that's the worrying thing.
Yeah.
But to be fair, he said he just wants a loan. He's not saying that, oh, I'm putting a transfer request and allow the money. He's just saying, I want to play football because Tuchel just said, well, I can't pick you. Because you remember in the past where JP remember this when they were picking Slabbed and he wasn't getting any minutes for us. He was getting picked for England. And I'm like, what are we? And then people go mad, like, all them players that are playing week in, week out.
Yeah.
And he just rolls into the team.
He's not in the squad anymore. He's not in the
squad
anymore.
No, but this was happening.
I know.
You remember? Yeah.
No, I'm saying under this new manager, he doesn't pick him, does he?
No, he don't pick him. No, to my understanding.
Because my man loved him.
Southgate. But there was an interview. Someone was on the overlap. It was on the overlap, and they were talking about when it was in there. The black dude, names just got me in. He was on the overlap recently, and he was talking about Slabbed, and he was saying that he's the model professional, especially when it comes to. He goes, I can't talk about Man United, but in the England setup, even if you didn't start Hasselbank, Jimmy Floyd, that's it, Jay.
I didn't watch it, but I know he was on it. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, Jimmy Floyd. That's what he said about Slabbed. He said seriously. Like we all mock him for the odd mistake, but when it comes to the professionalism and his influence in the England changing room, he said he was like a must pick, and that's why he was getting picked when he wasn't getting the minutes for United, even because of the way he handled himself in the England setup. So he's probably just a better England player than he was a Man United one. You know what I mean?
Just to go back to the Saliba thing, which I was only thinking of the other day.
Yeah,
a lot of us are just taking it for granted that Arteta actually asked him. I mean, we know what Arteta's like. He lies about it. He's a compulsive liar. He's a compulsive lawyer. So we're just taking it on his word that he actually asked him.
Listen, Jay, you haven't heard Shane, bro. When he goes
I could ask you a question, Shane. Sorry, we never met before. So I just want to see where you land. Are you Arteta out?
Oh, it's a serious question, is it? Yeah, no. Sorry. Yeah, no. I am Arteta all the way out. All the way out. I think he's the worst manager we've ever had. But we are getting we're taking it as granted that he asked them. And if I know Arteta, I'd say the way he asked them would be Saliba, because Saliba got helped off the pitch. Let's get it right. He was the physio had to put his arm around him and he limped off the pitch. So you know he's hurt. You know that the adrenaline hasn't kicked in or has kicked in, and let's get it right. But the thing is that I would say if he did ask him, he would have worded it like, so do you want to stick this one out, or do you want to let your teammates down? You know what I mean? That would be the way he worded it.
That's loaded, isn't it? It's horrible.
That would be the way he'd do it. So whether he asked him or not, we don't know. We know that he lies. He said, that we had the most points in the last 3 years in the press conference. We don't. City do. He just said it straight up lie. Nobody questioned him. He lied about being Mascara's debut. It wasn't. He made his debut at Leeds. He said, he had to make his debut at Anfield. He made his debut the week before. So for him to come out and say, I asked him, we don't know. And then we had to timber into
listen, Shane, let me just get you. JP, let me just warn you, right? When I say this guy is Arteta out, you think I'm bad.
I'm holding back here as well, by the way. I'm respecting
let me just read this. This is probably for you, Shane. From Shifty03. Big up to you, Shifty. If you're not subscribed to the channel. It goes, lads, it's on the player. We've all played games. As much as Arteta as his faults, this one is on the player. I think he's saying totally agree with you rushing players back and overtraining and playing them. And just to throw this in the mix as well. Saka now is back in training. Now Saka, as we well know, his hamstring half hanging off his bone. I think he walked back too early. He's now back in training, right? This manager, not our manager, this manager, the top Gooners manager, is running these people into the ground. Shane, what are your thoughts on this? What Shifty is saying?
Yeah, no, big up to Shifty, just being my chat as well. He's top lad. It's not, because players, again, adrenaline has to come into it. Wanting to play, it's Liverpool, it's Anfield. It's very hard not to want to play. I always harken it back to when we played Tottenham at Highbury in 2006. We were fighting for fourth for the first time in a long time, where we mightn't get it. Tottenham were ahead of us. We were at home, and Henry was in the red, and Wenger fell out with him by saying, "Look, I can't risk it. I cannot risk it. We're in the Champions League still. I need you to stay fit. If I need you, I'll bring you on." And Henry, to this day, says he fell out with him. It was when Henry scored that great goal, he flicked it with the outside of his foot and he equalised. He came off the bench, and we ended up just scraping past Tottenham. If you take into account that Wenger was under the pressure of being told by the banks that he has to get Champions League 3 out of the next 5 seasons, or else Arsenal go under with the Emirates, all of that stuff into it, and he still dropped his main man because he felt like he might get injured, to just a game like that against Liverpool, it's the manager's job to say, "No, sorry, mate. You know, I know you want to play, but you've twisted your ankle. We can't even have a scan. We don't know how bad it is. There could be ligament damage. There could be anything. They don't know. They didn't have time for a scan." People are using that to defend him, but he didn't have time. But that's more of a damning thing on him, because he didn't know how bad it was, and he risked them. So you could have ligament damage, you could have anything, and he made him play. So to me, no, it's not on the player. That's the manager's job. That's what he's paid 15 million a year for, is to say, "No, sorry, mate. I can't risk it. We haven't even had a scan. It could be ligaments." So no, it all goes back to me. We're looking at, we know it, Norm's looking at Saka back in training. He was meant to be a month out. He's rushed him back. He rushed 3 months when he was 6 months out. And then Timber, he made him play when he had 3 separate injuries. He made him play. He couldn't even walk. He made him play. So this guy has a habit of doing it. If it was a one-off, Norms, if this had never happened before, I'd go, okay, he made an error in judgment. But when we know he's played Ben White for 3 months when he needed knee surgery. He's played Timber when he needed surgery. He's played Odegaard when he needed surgery. He's pushed Partey back onto the field when he had hamstring. There's a whole history of it. So no, for me, like, listen, I have massive respect for Swifty, but for me, no, like, this is all on the manager. This is what he's paid for. And he really let himself down.
Okay, just before I say, just big up to Northside for the raid. 80 people in the building. Please hit that like button. I said there's about 20 likes on here. Please, if you're here, smash that like button. Get me to 100 likes tonight. And I've got the illustrious Mr. Shane Goona taking his debut on the show. So big up to everybody, and big up to Northside for the raid. Thank you very much. Just going through the Northside raid. Right, and Shane, you did touch on a thing about the banks and money and that, and that kind of moves us nicely into, if Wenger or Unai was given the level of money that Arteta, 1.12 billion, with this current squad and more, do they win a major? I'm going to throw this one at you, JP, and just go around the room.
Well, I think if you take Wenger, I think Wenger does. I think Wenger easily would have been able to win. Wenger, in the end, sort of towards the end of it, wasn't really spending much money, was he?
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
right. And Wenger, I think, was able to coach players up, right? Coach players into his way of playing. Yeah. I don't know about Emery. I'm not really like. Yeah, I don't really follow.
What you don't seem too keen on.
I'm not so sold on him. I know everyone's like he's the second coming of Pep Guardiola because he's done all right at Villa. He's all right. But I think Wenger, without a shadow of a doubt, I think Wenger would have won the Premier League.
Yeah,
without a shadow of a doubt.
And with this current squad, proper players.
Easily.
It's not the squad, no.
I don't think you would have needed this level of money. I don't think you would have needed this level of spend.
No, I agree with you.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? I mean, this guy has spent nearly 400 and odd million in the midfield. Yeah, and to me, I don't think it's
he buys the same type of player.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That very defensive-minded player. And you talk about going to Liverpool. You've got Eze sitting on the bench, and he's gone there. And Moreno's meant to be the so-called 10, Shane, the creative player. No, he's an attacking midfielder from the point of view what he does for Spain, because you saw the 3 goals that he scored. But he's not. He's not a 10. He doesn't create, and I absolutely feel sorry for Victor Gyökeres, because right now the guy's getting memed across social media.
He's starving, isn't he?
He's starving because he's not getting.
He needs to eat, mate.
It's because of the Arteta system. Arteta makes these players worse, and I think under Wenger, if he had these players, man, I think we do win it.
Well, to be honest, under Wenger played football the right way.
Yeah,
like, in the sense that Wenger's football was entertaining. You wanted to watch Wenger's football. I'm just generalising. Obviously, you know, we all like every manager periods and times where the football's bad, but generally, his football was interesting and exciting to watch.
Yeah,
and he attacked to his own downfall at times because he's a bit too open sometimes.
But did you into account that we're saying with this money would Wenger have won? Well, in his last 5 years without it, he won 3 FA Cups without the money. So he definitely would have won.
Right. Yeah.
And then when you take into account being handed Saka, Nwaneri, Lewis Skelly, all of these youngsters, we've had a golden period of youngsters. It's just Arteta
absolutely quality players. Absolutely quality
if
players.
Wenger had been our manager the last 6 years, Saka would be at that world-class stage. He would be at that world-class stage now because he wouldn't spend his whole time tracking back. He'd be given the freedom to go out there, express yourself. I don't think that Arteta's ever said to his players, go out there and enjoy yourselves. I don't think he's ever said that, where Ferguson and Wenger would have said that. I saw this great clip of Ferguson before a Liverpool match. I think it's in like 97, 98-ish, maybe. And like even the United players would tell you that in the lead up to a Liverpool match, Ferguson was a different beast. You know, he knew that beating Liverpool was the big one for the fans.
Oh yeah,
and he'd be like a demon. But he's doing a pre-match speech the day before, and he just goes through a few tactics, and he says when McManaman gets the ball, you know, whoever's closest to him, close him down, stick to him, don't man mark him, but whoever's closest, stop him getting the ball, stop him running with the ball. He names off one other tactic, I think, and then he goes, and by the way, we're much better than these, so we're definitely going to beat them. And that was it. That's all he told him. And then go out there and do your thing. You know, but now it's you have Arteta on the sideline and he's controlling every aspect, and you can hear him saying when to pass, when not to pass. The preseason friendly against Tottenham, you could hear him over the microphone shouting at Odegaard, play the safe pass, play the safe pass. You know, he's dictating everything. It's crazy.
It's Pep Tesco, isn't it? That's from the Pep school.
Yep.
You control every position on the pitch needs to be managed about how they play, when they pass, how you.
Yeah, but JP, why is it that? But what?
You got the famous Henry story, haven't you, about Pep Guardiola and how?
But why is it that Pep was able to win 4 Premier Leagues back to back?
But I can go on the pitch and pretend to be Pep. It doesn't make me Pep, does it?
Yeah.
I think our fan base has been duped by this manager.
Right.
The fact that one, he's a Pep, supposedly Pep prodigy because he worked under him, and secondly, he came and bamboozled. Yeah, he's a con man. No, let's just get it right. He's a con man. He's a con man.
He was Pep's
and I don't know if you heard last week. I said if Arteta built motorways, there'd be no service stations. Yeah, because he doesn't believe in giving service to anybody, right? You know, I feel sorry for Victor Gokowicz because right now, I'm not gonna lie, guys, he's looking like a pub player, and I know that this guy. I mean, listen, he needs to get the fitness up, and that I still back him, but the fact that soon as he came, Shane has said it. We said it on the numerous occasions on his Bruce Banana show. He said it on, you know, his breakfast show. Like, you know, soon as this guy comes, his goal tally will just drop. He's now, I mean, I think in the game that he played in international just the other day, I think there was a stat that came out. He only had 2 touches of the ball. Now, the Arteta effect is properly on this guy. Something's happened to him. I'm just praying and hoping that he can get through that rough period and that, but he has to. Arteta has to play to win.
Was he a player? I mean, I don't know too much, but I don't know too much about Gokowicz, if I'm honest. I only ever watched him in, like, you know, Champions League games and such. Is he a player that got on the ball a lot? Anyway, I never picked that up from him.
At Sporting, they play with 2 10s and then 2 midfielders, and all 4 can play with the ball. And their whole job was just to feed him. He just run the channels. He has had 1 clear-cut chance in 3 games, and it was a tackle that fell to him against Leeds, and he snatched at it. The goal he got was just a lob over into the corner, and he ran at it because on the internet they're looking. All the other fans are looking to take him apart, but they can't even make montages of him missing because he's had no chances.
Right, exactly. He
had no chances for him to do it. And in the Liverpool game, he got his first touch in the 32nd minute. His first touch of the ball. And when at half time, he had 2 more touches than Saliba, and Saliba went off after 3 minutes. You know what I mean? He's just not getting any service. And me and DJB and Norms all said it. He said, it doesn't matter who you get up front. If you're not giving him the ball, he can't do anything. He can't do anything with it. And Arteta didn't want this guy. He wanted Cesco because he's a little mini Havertz. He can drop in and he can head the ball on. And instead of saying, okay, let's adjust the team to suit Gyökeres, he's just saying to Gyökeres, you do this, you make that run, you make this run. And Gyökeres is going to get really annoyed because he's a goal scorer and he wants to play every game. And I have a sneaky feeling he's going to drop him at the weekend. I think he's going to put Marino up front on Saturday. I really do. I think he's going to put Marino up front. Because now he can know he's got a hat-trick, he's got the hot hand, and then he'll soften the blow by starting Eze out the wing, and then the crowd will get up for the Eze thing, and they won't realise what he's done. I'm almost certain now that he will play Marino up front.
You probably will.
I mean, this manager, man, he's just an ulterior motives, man.
If you look how far it's gone, right, with not just Arteta, with a lot of these managers, you might as well put a Xbox controller in their hands because that's how they're behaving. Just like, no. You're thinking, bro, it's a live football match. Put the controller down.
Yeah.
And the obsession of, no, stay. Why? There's no one there. Let him run. Let him join the attack. Especially if it's a player that's got legs. And you saw this under Eric Ten Hag where we're playing Jay. And the players are scared to make mistakes. It's like, seriously.
That's very much like Arsenal. That's very much like the Arsenal players.
But every sport, Norman, mistakes come into every sport.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like me and Jay play a bit of golf, and you know that at any given time, you could just slice a shot for no apparent reason. You think you're squared up, your practice swing is good, and then you're like, what was that? So there's no difference in the game of football where you leave a pass short back to the goalkeeper. You didn't do it on purpose. You just thought you hit it harder than you actually hit it. But they're so scared to make a mistake. It just kills their confidence. And then you get what you said, Norman, this pragmatic football where 2 years ago, Arsenal wasn't playing that sort of football. Now it's like, no. I want to.
But that's on the manager, though, isn't it? Because a football team is really the expression of its leader, right?
Right.
And you could see it, and you can take Fergie and Wenger as like two comparisons of that. Two teams you never knew when they were beat. Right? Why? Because the manager always said, "Go and express yourself." Fergie's favorite line was, "Go and express yourself."
Yeah.
So you could make a mistake, and he weren't going to kill you for a mistake.
Yeah.
Because he'll take you to go again and try and express yourself again and again. Right? Whereas now, the way football is now, football is so like they're almost killing the game. A bit the way the game's being played now. Everything has to be so precise.
It's the modern manager, isn't it?
Everything has to be so precise. Like back in our day, you could watch a team play, and how many different against that team they play that formation, against that team.
Shane was saying the same thing. He said the same thing. Same thing.
There's no switching up.
No, there's no switching. But then Shane made a point as well. Like he said about just the way the teams are playing. But you tell me this, right? What national team? You watched all these international games. Does anyone play with two strikers up front? Because no one plays with two strikers anymore internationally.
It's like a sin, Jay, to do it.
It's like a no-no.
Yeah, it's like a sin.
It's all we grew up with was watching two players, one drop deep, one go off each other, one in the channel, whatever. You know, that's all we grew up with. You had Owen and Heskey. One was supposed to be elite. You had Heskey just did all the donkey work for it. But football's just changed. They're killing it.
He's an unsung hero. Yeah, he's a unsung
hero. If you look at it, it was like the strikers, they were on a piece of string. The way they were just with each other. You know what I mean? Now it's just the lone striker looking for scraps, just looking for just a starter. Just give me a cookie or a spring roll and get me taste buds going. You know what I mean? You can't even get a spring roll. It's like, what's going on here, man?
On the soup, I don't get it. The thing is with being afraid to make mistakes, they will get. You can be sure that the big moment that all the top gooners cling onto from last season is Declan Rice's 2 free kicks against Madrid, right? They just show it all the time. But he was told from the sideline to cross it. It was the one time he went against orders.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, you can see him on the side. And Odegaard said to cross it. And he apparently leaned into Saka and said, I fancy this. And Saka said, right, go for it. So when they made an on-pitch decision, but these players you can be sure that, especially with Amarin and Arteta and Ten Hag and these guys, that if you have a winger and he tries to take his man on 6 times in the game, and he loses it 4 times, but the other 2 he gets past him and sets up a goal, right? He'll get in trouble for the times he lost the ball because they say percentage-wise you lost the ball. And this is the problem with it. Nobody has any freedom anymore. And to even use that golf analogy when you were saying it, you know, about taking risks. If you're playing, I don't play golf, but you know, I know the rules and stuff like that. But there could be times where you could play an approach shot, right, and bring it up close to the green, and then play it in. But you might fancy, I can aim for the green now. Now the risk is higher that you'll go in the bunker or something. But if it works,
that's it. Yeah,
the benefit is huge. So the thing is with taking risks, that's you're going to make more mistakes when you take risks. But Ronaldinho took risks, right? It didn't always pay off, but when it did, it changed the game. And it won games. And it, you know, when he did that move against Chelsea, when he stood still and did the little shimmy and put it into the corner, that's not going to work 10 out of 11 times. It's not going to work. But when it does, it changes the game. So these players, they need to be given freedom. And that's what Slot does. Slot will let the players go out. He'll make in-game changes. But even when we were talking about Guardiola, up until last season when he got really system-based, even when he was slightly system-based, when it got to the last third, he let them do what they wanted. It was only defending or in the middle, keep the ball here. But once you get to the last third with De Bruyne or something, you know more than me when it comes to how can Arteta tell a player like, you know, Nwaneri how to play attacking football when he was a really boring player. Like, I know he understands it, but you know, I remember Bobby Robson saying about when he had R9 at the young R9, the unbelievable R9 when he had him at Barcelona when he was that season. It was possibly the best forward has ever played that season. And he said the first few games of the season when he had him, he was telling him what run to make. And it clicked about 5 games into the season. He says, why am I telling him what run to make? He should be telling me how to make runs. He's the best striker I've ever seen. So let him do his runs and then build a team around him. But the problem is all these managers, it's all about control. It's all about, because they know that their fans, the equivalent of the top gooners in every fan base, will use all these stats, XG, and, you know, we had more
always
more shots. They'll use that to defend them. So they want to build these stats up when stats mean nothing at the end of the day. They mean absolutely nothing. But yeah, football's dying because of it. It really is. It's dying.
Well, the amount of times I've heard that Man United had better stats than Arsenal did in the first game of the season. Right? The amount of times I've heard that is driving me around the bend. We lost the game. No, like, I don't care. At the end of the day, we walked away with nothing. Nothing at all. And it's like, do you know who else was like it with us? Who was that Dutch manager we had? Not Ten Hag, the other one.
Van Gaal, Louis Van Gaal.
Van Gaal.
Louis,
He was going to a press conference after we lost the game, and he would say, "Oh yeah, but look, we had 75% of the ball." I'm like, "Yeah, but we lost, mate.
We lost, bruh. Shut up, innit? It don't matter."
Yeah, it's like the game is stats heavy.
It's really too stats heavy. You know what I mean? XG, field tilt. It's just who cares? Who cares?
If you look under Van Gaal, I think we were probably the best team at recycling the football. Just to say that we had the most possession, but but we was recycling it back to the goalkeeper how many times and starting again, and that's what I get wound up with. Just say play the through ball. The striker's running off the shoulder. He's running the channel. Play the through ball. Nope, back to the goalkeeper. Start again.
Right. It's too risky. That's a risky pass, CD.
And sometimes Bruno can annoy me with that, but at least he does try to do that. He can annoy you with it, but at least I'm like, you know what? He's a tryhard. So I actually don't mind that. But when I keep seeing them recycling it back to the centre-backs, where they'll do a stat and they say your centre-backs are getting probably 70% more touches than your attacking midfielder or your 2-10s and your striker. It's ridiculous. It's like, come on.
Do you know when I knew football was dying? Is when I can't remember which manager, I heard one of the managers say in the modern game, especially in this bloody 3-5 whatever stupid system that we play, your centre backs touch the ball more than your centre midfielders.
Yeah.
I said this.
They're literally bypassing them, Jay.
Yeah, I said
they're bypassing the midfield. Yeah.
Gary Neville showed that stat where I think it was 10 years ago. The most touches were like
I remember.
It was Lampard and all these guys, and now the most touches are Saliba, and that's not right. Because the way Brazil used to play in the 70s, and then the way Holland played when they took the mantle, then they were playing all this possession football. It was all with purpose, though. It always had purpose. Exactly. You'd slow it down a bit and pop it around. And the perfect example is that Brazil goal against Italy in the World Cup final when Pele lays it out to right and Carlos Alberto smashes it in. There was loads of slow passing, but once they started moving it forward, it had purpose and it went all the way up. Now it's just sideways, like a shoehorn, especially with Arsenal. It's awful. And then it's all about percentages, and it means nothing. Good football looks better. Good football has purpose. You move it quick and you get it forward. And again, it's that whole thing, risk reward. Okay, you lost the ball. You tried a little through pass, but try it again, because next time it might work and we get a goal. You know what I mean? But there's no Mavericks anymore, and it's a shame. It's a shame, because watching football is just, it can be very painful unless you're watching certain teams. Liverpool play all right. Newcastle play some nice stuff sometimes, but PSG, apart from that, there's not really many teams that I enjoy watching. Arsenal being one of the worst.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I think I mentioned to JP last season, I said, I'm just not going to Old Trafford until I see good football. I'm not driving clean. I mean, I've got family in Manchester as well. So it's like a win-win for me anyway. But I'm like, no, if my purpose is to go for the match and then I'm going to check on my cousin and them later on, like, I need to at least, if I lose at Old Trafford, and I say, listen, man, we played well today, man. It's unlucky. But if I go there and I just see this garbage, mechanical PlayStation football where no one wants to make a mistake, well, Onana's gone now. Everyone's scared to pass the ball back to Onana. You know what I mean? And then you got what? 77,000 people in there. So the atmosphere is buzzing, but the football is just so robotic. And you're scared. I can't drive all that way, spend that money, book an overnight hotel, tell my cousins on a Sunday, and they say, yeah, you went to the match. I said, no, don't talk about it. Because I'm bad that. I say, Joe, I can't talk about the football, bro.
Well, you know how much times I did it. You know how much times I did it last.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the biggest issue I have is you can lose football games. I've been Old Trafford many a time, and we've lost football games. I'm okay with that, right? Yeah. But you got to try.
Yeah.
And there was too many times last year. I was sitting at Old Trafford, and the game against Bournemouth comes to mind. Yeah. Like, I'm watching guys and we're like, is anyone going to try and tackle? Is anyone actually going to bust a gut here to get back? Like, players just are not trying, but then you're telling me I'm bedding in an assist.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's before I moved abroad, right? I was living in South East London, like near to Normsky and JP. And my older brother lived in West London. He lived in Ealing. And he called me and said, listen, man, I just talked to my guy up there. He's got us tickets. Tuesday night, Champions League. Like, I just dip out of BT work early, right? Pick my brother up. Press to Manchester. Watch the game. Mad game. 4 o'clock in the morning, we're pulling at service station, maybe Birmingham or whatever. You know what I mean? Because it takes you forever to get out of Old Trafford on a midweek. The traffic's gridlock. I'm at work at 7:30, Bridget. 7:30, I'm back at work. She said, would you come in? What time did you come in? I said, 6. She was like, I just showered, slept on the sofa for half an hour, went to work. That was the passion to go watch United play. That you sacrifice your whole day, night of sleep, traveling, knowing that I got to be at the depot in Croydon Depot, Pearly Way, at 7:30 in the morning, and I'm just getting in at 10 to 6 or whatever. I ain't doing that now. Yes, I'm older, so my body probably can't even do that now. You know what I mean? But you thought nothing of doing that because you knew that you were going to get entertained, even if you lost. The game was like, man, that was a game.
It was worth the journey. It was worth the journey. But now you just start, and it's the same with Arsenal. You go there, and DJB, Aaron, when they go there, DJB always makes his joke. He brings his sleeping bag with him. Literally every day. It's just so boring. Just a quick question. This is my sister Anne. It's not the question, not from Anne. That's my sister, but it's her son, my nephew. He's only is he 8, 9? He's asked this question to everybody because do you think Arne Slot made a good choice signing his sack? First, Big D.
Yeah, that's an excellent choice because he's got the young striker there as well now, so it allows them not to overplay Isak as well. So with them two strikers, man, they're a problem, man. I think it's a great signing, and obviously, some people don't like the way Isak held his gun, but the truth is, like we said a few weeks ago, Norman, Newcastle were actively looking to recruit strikers because they knew they had given him the nod to move on. And then when no one wanted to go there, that's when they put the blockers on him. So, Ricardo, great signing. I didn't want it to happen because I know you Liverpool guys are really feeling yourselves and you cannot get 21 before we do. So, just let you know that, Ricardo. You can't get 21 before we get it because we won't hear the end of it. Norms will have to sleep in the basement because Jay won't be having it, mate. She'll be just too happy for Norman. He won't be able to take it. So there's a lot of us that are
I'll be flying out the country, bro. You know,
right? With Liverpool winning 21, but
You know what I mean?
Isak puts them in a good driving seat. That's what I would say.
JP,
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Ricardo, it's my godson. I think it's a great question. I don't personally like what he did, and I know there's this argument to say, well, clubs do this and that. Well, look, the reality is, if it's never fair. The person who pays the wage always has more power than the person receiving the wage. That's life, right?
Yeah,
that's how it goes. And I'm a big believer in if you've had an agreement, you're paying people to represent you, they need to get it in writing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Saying all of that, is he a good football player? Will he be a good football? He's an exceptional striker, right? Yeah. Let's be real about that. So I didn't want it to happen.
Yeah, same
and I'm really, really hoping, I'm not going to lie, this is proper hater JP coming out here. I hope he's the biggest flop in football.
Can't say that to your good son. Can't say that to your good son, mate.
Oh, I can. You see what he's like when he sees me, how much grief he gives me. But I really would love him to flop, but I can't see it.
Okay.
I think
so Shane, signing Isak, does that seal the league for Liverpool? And is there a dynasty that's going to happen with the signings that this squad has made? A slot has made 490 plus million spent last season. They spent 12.6 million on Chiesa, and now they said, right, we're going to dominate, and then sort of gone and bought Isak, Ekatike, Wirtz, Kirks, Frimpong. What you say, my bruv?
Yeah, well, first off, hello to Ricardo. It's a great question. Isak, he sort of, it's a risk, that much money, but Liverpool have earned the right to spend this money. By the way, they've done it the right way. They haven't spent for the sake of it the way we did with getting Marino and Calafiori. People say they're great players now. They're not. They're average players. But Liverpool have gone the right way about it. So they've earned the right to do it. Will it be a dynasty? That's hard to say. It's very hard to say. You look at the squad and you go, okay, it's a very good squad, but it doesn't. It's not mad depth. There's Slot knows what he's doing with players, but yeah, you can't really go wrong with someone like Isak. And it's a great point that D made as well, that it frees up Ekatike to not be the main man. He started well, but he is a young lad and he'll have a dip in form at some point. They can play him out the left now, but yeah, with the way Liverpool play, with the way Salah's adjusted his game now to be more about assists and goals, he'll enjoy having someone like Isak. I think he'll set him up relentlessly. So yeah, I think he'll work out. I had City to win the league at the start of the season. So yeah. So I don't know. I'm all about, if City don't beat United this weekend, then I'll change it. But if they do, then they're right back in it. But Liverpool, it could be a dynasty, but yeah, it depends. But it's a great sign. It's Isak. I mean, everybody wants him. So
well, there you go, Ricardo. The great panel has answered your answer, and I hope you're happy with the answer. And I don't mean to be a hater either. Even though you're my nephew, I don't want Liverpool to win. I've got a Liverpool wife, so she's unbearable when they win. So, you know what I mean? I still haven't done the guard of honor for her yet. She's still waiting for that. You know what I mean? She's still waiting for that. Bro. But let's just quickly move on to Daniel Levy has left the room. Should Spurs be taken seriously? As you know, Daniel Levy, after 25 years, Spurs has left the room or left. Tottenham. There's a mixed feeling amongst the fans, but a lot of them did want him out because they felt he was very stingy with his money. Just some of the signings that was made under him, top 10 signings. You might agree with me, you might not agree with me. Xavi Simons, Dominic Solanke, Kudus, and Tango Ndebele, Richarlison, Brennan Johnson, Christian Romero, James Maddison, Davison Sanchez, he was a bit of a flop, and Archie Gray. Just to name a few. Shane, with him leaving, does it mean that Spurs are going to start to spend? Now, that thing, sorry, just to cut before you come in, Jay, I don't know if you posted that thing. That was just a joke, wasn't it? That was a joke, wasn't it?
What was that? Sorry.
To do with what's the name taking over as the chairman.
No, it weren't me that posted it. Someone else posted it. I can't remember who posted it, but I said that can't be real. Yeah, someone else posted it.
Oh, was that earlier? I think I missed that.
Ryan Mason.
Ryan Mason was taking it.
It came from. I think it was. There was a thing that came from Paddy Power. So I don't know.
As in, he was gonna be the new chairman.
Interim chairman.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think it was fake because he always said. I think it was a joke because he.
He was
always the interim, wasn't he? Every time someone got fired.
No, he's apparently the manager. Well, he was the manager of West Brom, so I don't know if he's been sacked or whatever. But just saying, what Shane, with him going, do you know what I mean? Is Tottenham going to be in a better place, or is it just going to be the same old same? It looks like the current owners don't want to sell the club, even though there's a couple of American suitors out there. I think at one time they were linked with a Saudi PIF. What's her name? The one that was at Newcastle. She was sniffing around, but it seems like at the moment they don't want to. So Amanda.
I don't know when you name the 10 players you named there. But only 2 of them aren't really in and around the first team. Most of them are still in and around the first team. You know what I mean? Most of them are still considered either first team players or pushing for a first team place. If you name off, all of Arteta's top signings, there's only about 2 of them that would be in the first team. So maybe they're not so bad. I think what hurts the Tottenham fans more is the players they missed out on. That's more than the players they got. It's the ones they missed out on. But they are Tottenham at the end of the day. Don't mean that in an insulting way, like they won a trophy, we didn't. But you know what I mean? Like there's bigger teams than them out there. I don't think they missed out because of Daniel Levy. I think that players are more likely to hum and ha about going to a lesser team if they think there's a chance that a bigger team might be in for them. They'll hold it off a bit, and then that's why they miss out. Maybe he was penny pinching. I don't know. He seems to be money based, having all the concerts and stuff there and all that sort of stuff. But other people would look at it that it was a really successful reign from where they were to where they are. I don't know. Where they are is 17th. I don't know they won a trophy, but that's where they are. So we have to look at that way too. Yeah. But the thing is, it depends what's down the road. If there is going to be a big cash injection, maybe they didn't want him spending it. I don't know. We'll be able to make up our mind more in a month or two when we see there's something brewing. If it is a cash injection and they said, well, we don't want him spending it, we want someone that's a bit more flamboyant, maybe. We'll see. But it's one of those that you can't really judge it until you see how it turns out. It could end up being the best thing they ever did, or it could end up being a disaster. Sometimes it is, be careful what you wish for. Like Jezza said when he was in all the protests to get Wenger out, but deep down, and he said like there was a part of him, and he said it to people: be careful what you wish for. It's not always better, it's not always better. And we look back at the Wenger era now. I look at the last 5 years and go, well, we won 3 FA Cups. It wasn't as bad as I remember it. Looking at it now, so it's one of those that we'll know more in the future. But right,
and he was a problem. He was a problem, when it comes to doing business with him as well. A lot of the clubs found him really difficult.
But that wasn't a problem for Spurs, though. That was a good thing for Spurs. Because he was always getting the best deal for Tottenham. Other clubs didn't like doing business with him because
that's what I mean. That's right.
He
was a bit of a hard task master when it comes to that.
And but the thing is, I think with Levy as well, you almost thought that he behaved like he was actually his money when he wasn't. He was just a mouthpiece. He wasn't the owner. He was just the go-to guy because the owners didn't want to be doing the day-to-day running of that. So, but there was always a point where you thought, this guy's behaving like it's his money, you know what I mean? And as fans, your fans just like, just get it done. Like, especially when it comes to signings, fans don't care. If the owners have the money, fans want the player, and regardless of where you think, okay, we may have overspent, but I think the way he was so penny pinching when we knew that Spurs was making money with, the NFL and the Formula One stuff, and like I said, the Beyonce concerts and whoever else she dragged with her, and I think him overseeing that new stadium is a good thing. But then we always mock the whole Spursy thing. Like, will they revert? Will we see Spursy moments even now he's gone? So sometimes they'd blame that on him, saying, "Oh yeah, we're Spursy because of Levy." But now he's gone, so let's see if
I mean, he used to take a lot of the brunt of the criticism he did, I think the fans were, when you sort of go on social media and you go on X and that, a lot of the fans were split on it. So we will see what happens. I mean, our executive, he's gone there. So you know, what I mean, he's got it. Not Edu. Vinga, is it Vinga? What's his name? Vinga. How do you pronounce his name again? Venu. Is it Venu, or Venu, whatever his name is. I can't remember his name. But it's the Indian guy that used to work in DFS. Not work. He didn't work there. Yeah, I think he was like a director or something there. He's selling sofas.
Right.
That was his job. That was his job. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it came as a surprise, you know what I mean? But yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Vinny, that's it, Vinny, that's his name. Vinny. Like, it's obviously longer. Vinay. You know, so yeah, we'll have to just see what happens going forward. Will it affect them going forward? The future, who knows? But as you say, Big D, they are Spurs. They do Spursy things, and so let the Spursy things continue. Let the Spursy things continue.
But do you think though? Sorry, Don Norms, but he worked for somebody, right? Even though he's got shares, he's got shares.
Yeah.
So he worked for somebody, right? So if they wanted him to spend the money, they could have made him spend the money.
Exactly.
They were perfect. Yeah. So they were perfectly happy.
Yeah, with what he was doing.
They have missed out on. Yeah, they have missed out on a lot. And as I say, from the list that I read out, as Shane said, there's only like probably 2 players in there. You think?
But you don't take 25 years to sack somebody if you're unhappy.
Exactly. Yeah. And then Norms, we've experienced with our clubs where both Fergie and Wenger would talk about, there's no value in the market, when those players that we wanted to improve in that moment, and Fergie said, "No, we can't pay that for him. That's not a smart move." Where a Barcelona or even a PSG would just spend that money, and so you look at these, and they'll say, "Well, I spoke to the chairman, and then we agree there's no value in the market, so we're not going to purchase anybody." When you say, "Okay, the squad needs strengthening," or you know, you go deep into Champions League, and you get to January window, and you say, can we get one more player over the line just to give us that better depth and cover for suspensions and injuries? And it doesn't happen. And then they'll say, yeah, we didn't do any business because there was no value in the market. You're like, well, no, we know what you're making. And I think that's what Spurs fans got annoyed with Levy, where they wanted to compete, and he was always pulling the plug. Yeah.
They're making an awful lot of money.
This money.
I think he's the easy target, right? Because he's the man. He's the man on the ground. He's the man calling all the shots, right? So I guess the point I'm trying to make is, will it change? Because the people higher up were pretty happy with the amount of money he was spending, or the amount of money he was making the club.
Right. Yep.
Right. So what's going to change? Unless some other family member has decided they're taking over and they're just going to, do something completely different. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really know the detail of it. But I suppose if it's that, what's his name, Lewis or something?
Lewis. Yeah.
If it's still him, well, I think he had years. He had 20 years, mate, to spend some money. You could have made him spend money. You could have got rid of him and brought someone in to spend money if that was your main goal. But it wasn't. His man took your club from worth 80 million to 2 billion.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, he's done well on that side, definitely.
Yeah,
it's just
what is it? Is a shrewd businessman, isn't he? Norm, at the end of the day, because if you look what they did with the stadium, and he's like commercially, they've done what United done, like where they went quite commercial clubby, and then winning this Euros after a stinky season, and actually having the bottle to fire Ange after winning. Because for me, that was a big deal, because I was thinking that was a 50-50 split with the fan base saying, you know what, he's redeemed himself. He's won Europa League, beat United in the process, and got the Champions League football, and they still fired him. So it did show you that they were trying to show, one, that they're ruthless, two, that they're looking to be more ambitious. So I'm actually quite shocked that Levy's gone in terms of that, just because of what happened. Because I imagine Levy was the one that fired Ange. And then now he stepped aside, which is like, wow, didn't see that coming. So football is weird, man. It is. It's weird.
It's weird.
You can't overspeak it.
we've got to watch. We've got to watch this space. Absolutely watch.
Yeah.
We're coming down. Just coming down to the last one, and then any other business. Just quickly go for that. So listen, Premier League is back this weekend, guys. International break is pretty much over. Hopefully, most of our players have come back injury free. A lot of our players have done quite well. Funny enough, somebody in the chat, I think it was Junior Martin, put something in the chat about how's it that our players doing so well internationally on the, with Odegaard scoring 2 assists, but actually should have got more. They beat Moldova 11-1. Do you know what I mean? He gets 1 goal, 2 assists, yeah. But it's Moldova, yeah. This is what I'm talking about. You can't really get a real thing. I mean, the news Enkepe, he done quite well against Argentina. Had a good game apparently. I didn't watch it. I'm just reading what I've seen on X and stuff like that. So our players that have gone on international duties have come back. They've done well. And Junior was sort of saying just quickly, Shane. This one more for Shane. Why is it that these players have played so well for their countries, but they just look meaty when they I'll just leave Shane to just have a monologue here.
Yeah, but it's all the tactics. It all comes to tactics. Someone said in my chat today that these players the Arsenal players must really look forward to international breaks, going to but you know what I mean? Like crazy, not the whole tactics.
That's crazy.
Being able to play. Yeah. It's the whole Marino thing that where they're saying, oh well, look at him. I told you he was a great attacking midfielder. Yeah, but he's not for us. He's a different player. It's like when they say about the Eze signing, I was telling people, well, just relax a little, because we're not getting the Crystal Palace Eze who plays in the 10 and can do what he wants on the pitch. We're getting the Arteta Eze who'll be played out the left and made track back all the time. And the thing with Marino, I did a little bit of digging the other day. He started 12 games for Arsenal in midfield since he's come. We've won 3 of them. We've won 3 of the games he started in midfield because he's not used to the best of his ability. Rice isn't used to the best of his ability. Rice is played out of position. All of these players are played either out of position or under restrictions. And you have to, a lot of these guys out there, these top gooners, think that they're defending Arteta by saying, look how well this guy played, look how well that guy played. You're burying him when you do that, because you're showing what these players can do when they're given a bit of freedom. So it basically comes down to that. Again, international football is a bit different. It's a bit slower. It kind of suits certain players a bit more. But Marino's always been good for Spain because he has Pedri around him, and he has normally Rodri.
Exactly.
That's right. Yeah.
He's given a bit more freedom. He's given a bit more freedom, and when he picks the ball up, he has Yamal and all these guys making runs for him. They're not stopping and laying it back inside. And then even just to round it off, the 3rd goal he scored, he charged forward. He had 3 or 4 runners making runs for him on the counter attack, and so the space opened up. So that's one thing. He had runners for him that opened up space. He wouldn't have that with us. And then he shot from 30 yards, which he wouldn't be allowed to do for us.
Top bins.
Yeah. Wouldn't be allowed to take that shot for us. So that's a big part of it.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Just
for that.
allowed to express himself, isn't he? Literally.
Exactly. That's what it is. But as I said, our players that come under Arteta, he just for some reason plays them out of position, and that's just his thing. It really frustrates us, you know what I mean? And I feel sorry for the likes of Ethan Manuel, you know what I mean? Because he preferred to play Moreno before him. Eze, new signing, the big whole, thing around him, bringing him to the club, and it was just really emotional with him, Ian Wright and all of that. You're going up to Liverpool. We called it, we said it'd probably be a draw. Yeah, Shane was on another stream, and they saw the team list come out, and it was like, we're losing this game. We're losing this game. You know what I mean? Because he went there to try not to lose. You got to go there and let these players express themselves. Soon as the minute Eze came on, right after he took off what's his name, Martinelli, who he's now playing as a defensive winger, not attacker. I think he's absolutely ruined him. I think under Unai Emery he was brilliant, but under this guy, yes, he got 15 goals in that 22-23 season. But I think Arteta just said to these guys, go out and play, do your game, to play your thing. That 22-23 season, that's the football that I want to see. But I just can't see us going back to that. And just the way he has PTSD, I think that's what it is with Arteta. He's got PTSD. He's frightened to lose a game, and he would prefer to go more defensive, more pragmatic. We've got a game, obviously, this weekend at home. 12:30 kickoff, early kickoff. We don't normally like these early kickoffs, but we're playing at home. to Forest. Yeah, they've just got a new manager. It could be a new manager bounce, and Postecoglou has come there now, and he has to start. Eze, he has to start. But you know, if normally 8 out of 10 times Shane gets his what's the name right in terms of predictions, right in terms of
predictions starting,
because nobody had Mourinho starting in that Liverpool game, and Shane called it. He said no, he's going to start him, and what happens? He starts him. And the fact is, man speaks with forked tongue. Not Shane, Arteta speaks with forked tongue, because they asked him in the press conference the reason why. Why are you so conservative? Why was you so conservative in the midfield? Why don't you just say why you're so defensive? That was Tom's favorite term, Tom C. I won't say anymore. but he came back with this thing of, well, you know, we didn't have the players. It was, you know, we didn't have the players. You know, Odegaard was injured. So what's he doing on the bench? What's he doing on the bench? He came on after. Yeah, Eze. Yeah. Right. People are saying, oh, he has to get used to Arteta's system. Come on. What are we doing here?
He's a professional footballer.
Exactly.
That's had a pre-season, played the first how many games for his club. And
one of them against Liverpool as well. Yeah. One of them against Liverpool as well. Like, so.
Exactly. And then he's saying
he hasn't even left London though.
Exactly. You know he says about Havertz. He says about Havertz being injured. So you know for a fact that he's looking at Havertz as that 10. He's saying Havertz is injured. I'm thinking, hold on a minute. You got Ethan, you got Matt Downham, who he brings on just to kind of smooth things over, because everybody's going to be talking about Matt Downham. This guy is a killer when it comes to attacking talent. This man kills them dead. Kills them dead. So listen, we got the games. There's some big games. You guys are playing away to the Manchester Derby.
Super Sunday.
Before we talk about our game, what's your prediction for Super Sunday? First B and then beat JP. Going there.
I think I said it the other week. I think we can go there and beat them. So I'm expecting JP to throw in the 2-1 Man United prediction for our thing there. You know what I mean? I'm leaving out one to JP, but I do believe we can go there, because I think they're a little bit disjointed still, and I'm not sure why City are disjointed. I think we play some good football. We're just not being clinical, but they've looked disjointed when you press them. And I expect. Obviously, I'm not sure about Cunha. They said it's not as bad as they thought it was, but I don't believe he starts. But then what he'll do, I'm thinking he'll put Bruno in the 10 alongside Mbumu and start Kobe in the 6 with Ugarte. I would think JP. So I think attacking wise, I still think we're gonna be there or thereabouts. Yeah, man. 2-1 United, man. 2-1 United, Jay. That's what I'm saying, bro. Because like goalkeepers, I think he starts Bayandere over the new kid, even though I'm just throwing the new kid in. Personally, I'm just throwing him in. But I think he starts Bayandere. Because he's a scaredy cat. He's a scaredy cat. So rather than just, you've done the business, just said, listen, my guy, Andre's gone, you're up next. But he won't. He'll and if he does a clanger, then I think the clanger is the one goal. The clanger will be at Bayandere clanger and they'll score. But I expect him. I expect Brian, because I watched some highlights with Brian for Cameroon, right? And he was sweating hard. So I think he's that sweating hard is me telling me that his body's just shedding them pounds in the sweat, boy. So I'm expecting I might put the captain's armband on him. I don't know. You know what I mean? I might
fantasy. Fantasy.
You know what? We'll have to bring him in and put the armband on him. But I'm looking at a 2-1 United, even away from home. I'm looking at 2-1 United.
JP?
I think we'll win.
Confident.
I think we'll win. I think I'm going to actually try. I'm actually going to think we're going to keep a clean sheet.
Wow. Cool. Hey, away to Man City. Man City.
I can live with that.
Lynch is saying 5-1 City.
Yeah, and I don't know if JP saw this, JP, that De Ligt played very little minutes, which is brilliant. And I just just man mark Hoyland, just beat him up. Just man angle him, pull his shirt, pull his hair, everything. Pull that ponytail every single time he goes to jump. You know the ones?
Them are bench players, man. In for their national team. That's the reality.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, he got very limited minutes, which is not bad for us, because I think he's been good for us this season, De Ligt, so far. So I'm okay with that. I think he's been good, Jay.
Yeah, he's all right. I'm not that
him and Lenny. I think they've figured it out. I'd rather him than Slabbed. At least he's got better pace. Yeah.
If anybody don't know who Slabbed is,
I don't think he has got better pace. I actually don't think he has.
You don't think he got better pace than Slabbed?
Not really, no. I think he's slow.
I don't know. If you watch him play, he doesn't sit as low. You know how Slabbed won't press to the halfway line because you don't want to be ball over the top and getting skinned. I think Delict's. I think with Lenny, because I think Lenny's the key for me, because Lenny has got that recovery pace.
Yeah.
So I've watched Lenny bail both of them out bare times already in preseason and in these earlier games, Norm. So Lenny Euro is the key for me. But I think if you lock up Erlen and then that midfield battle, that's what it is. That's where I just say
you're gonna hit him on the break. You're gonna hit him on the break.
Yeah. Or even Ahmad, you know what I mean? Because they've been complaining about. They're saying that, you know, it's like the audacity of using Ahmad as a wing back. I've seen a lot of different, you know, like the United podcasters just saying, what's he doing with Ahmad? Like, you can't do that. So a lot of people say, did we really need to buy 2 10s when Bruno wants to play there and Ahmad can play there? So, it's, you know, should have got a 6 maybe.
Well, that's Amran's problem at the moment, isn't he? Playing Bruno out of position and stuff like that. So,
and I'm not singing that song, you know. The United fans keep singing that. No, I'm not singing that song yet. Show me something before I sing that song. You know what I mean?
Which song, Dick?
That one, Ruben Amarin. Nah, allow it. That's like Ollie at the wheel. Do something before I'm singing Ollie at the wheel. You know what I mean?
The manager said he's embarrassed about that song.
So you're going so you're going 2-1 and JP you're going 2-0.
I say 1 or 2-0, I'm not sure yet.
1 or 2-0.
2-0. Yeah.
Shane, what you saying about that game?
I got 3 or 4-1 City, I think. 3 or 4-1 City.
Oh wow.
Okay. It's not happening, Shane. We were getting on, Shane.
I did. I had it as a close one, but I'm just looking at it now. Donnarumma will be in nets. It's going to give them a boost. The City they're looking to click.
Oh yeah.
Donnarumma's there, isn't he? Donnarumma's there, bro.
He's there now. Is he fit though? Is he fit though, no?
I'd imagine he is.
I suppose
goalkeeper.
He's been on that red wine and he ain't fit. He's been on that red wine and then too much steak and chips. You watch. He'll have to. This is what will get him. The pace will get him, guys. I think he'll freak out initially with the pace of the game because he's played laid back football.
They beat 4 English teams last year. PSG, he'd be all right.
Yeah. But that's more. About...
He did get caught out. He did get caught out at Villa Park when the pace got really picked up. He looked a bit scared.
Yeah. So
but you know,
these are things that we got. Well, no, because his manager got to play me free.
I'm probably going to go 3-1 setter
because City will always play the lone striker. So we actually don't need 3 centre-backs, Jay, to start. But it'll start with 3 centre-backs against a lone striker.
Yeah, but that's what Amarin does. That's what Amarin does.
But you know what? I don't know if Jay saw this. He made a statement, right? And I don't know if you guys caught this. This is what he said. He said, I'm sticking with this. I'm drilling with it till these guys know it in their sleep. And once they know it in their sleep,
then I'll change. He's blagging.
I say, get out of here, bro.
He's blagging, mate.
We had this international break to fire him and go again. And get a new manager about going to the empty head. And we didn't do it. So anyway.
Okay, let's just quickly move on to our game. Shane. So listen, I kind of know what you've said, and but obviously JP and Big D probably might disagree with you. So Nottingham Forest at home, 12:30 kickoff. I suppose it's depending on his lineup, but I think you've got doubts about us winning this game, and just give us your thoughts on that.
Yeah, again with them being the best counter-attacking team, I don't think that that there's no way that Ange is going to come in and change the tactics. He's only going to have 1 training session, so he'd be a lunatic to do that. He'll say whatever way he's preparing for this game, we'll do that, and then we'll start looking at changing the tactics over the next few weeks. I just have a really bad feeling. Early kickoff, we're never great with it. Being the front runners, we're never great with it. As DJB said, the crowd to be very off on the early kickoffs. If he starts Eze, he'll be clever enough to start him, I think, out the wing to get the crowd up for it. And I do have a sneaky feeling he will go Marino up front, but I have us down for a loss, a 2-1 loss. I have a really bad feeling about it. I don't know why. I just have a feeling that they could score 2 in the first half, hitting us on the counter attack. the crowd will get quiet and will pull one back and then be peppering their goal and nothing will come of it. It could go anyway. I don't know why it is. Normally I don't go with feeling. Normally I try and break it down, but I just can't shake the feeling that it'd be 2-1, and I don't know why it's sticking with me.
Well, when you do your tactics show on Friday, you might change your mind.
I might do. Do you know what I mean? I really might, because when you start to delve into it, you go, do you know what? Maybe not. But it will depend on the lineup. It will depend on the lineup. I can see it being Eze out the wing and Marino up front. I really can.
No, please, no, please. But anyway, just hope that Goka's does start. He needs to get on that score. Well, he scored 2 goals already, but he just needs to service it. I'm going 2-1 Arsenal, because the fact that we're at home, and if he starts Eze and Goka's, I think we'll just get it over the line 2-1. That's why I'm going for a 2-1 win. And just lastly, before we close the show, just quickly, obviously we've heard the news this week. This guy, Mr. NUNO, ends up getting sacked, basically because of comments he made. I'll just quickly read this. A 51-year-old has ended a new contract this summer after guiding Forest to the Europa League. Said in August his relationship with co-owner Evangelos Makaronis, if I pronounce it, was not the same and not so good as it was last season. It followed Nuno's open criticism of the senior figures at Forest overseeing the transfer strategy, saying his squad was unbalanced and very, very far from being ready for the new season. Also, he said that he hasn't spoken to, with Edu now being the football director, a global football director for him, hasn't spoken to me either. So there's been some issues there. And the fact that he's spoken out, was he right to speak out? Was it always going to be on the cards that he was going to end up getting sacked? Obviously now, with him being sacked, they have now appointed a new manager in Postecoglou, who was the Tottenham Hotspur's manager, who ended up finishing 17th, winning the Europa League. He's now, they're not in the Forest, have confirmed the appointment of ANGE Postecoglou as their new head coach, who replaces NUNO, who was sacked on Monday. And Evangelos says he's been an admirer of Postecoglou's family is Greek origin, so there's some obviously links there, and he's quickly identified him as the leading candidate to succeed NUNO. Obviously, Postecoglou, he does play a high line, different football to the way NUNO plays. NUNO's very pragmatic in his style of football. Obviously, you look at his win rate. 73 games, won 28, drawn 20, lost 25, win rate 38.4%. Now, listen, they just lost to West Ham, who are not doing so well in the league, but they got beaten at their ground 3-0. And to be fair, he took over Nottingham Forest in December of 2023, where they were lying 17, 5 points off the relegation, finished 7th last season. But obviously things have got sour. And now he's no longer the coach. Just quickly, guys, what are your thoughts with Postecoglou now taking over Nottingham Forest? Will it be a new brand of football? Obviously, they play us first, and they have got, I think, apparently they got 4 away games or 3 away games before they have any home games. So, what are your thoughts quickly, JP? What are your thoughts quickly on the sacking of NUNO?
I think it comes. I think I said this in the chat when someone posted it. The reality is there's only one winner when you fall out with the owner, right? There's only one person that wins that battle. And Nunes signing a new contract clearly didn't care if he was going to get sacked or not, because he was going to come out with a nice, hefty payoff. So I think he knew that. Everyone knows if you come out and you criticize the club, it's not going to go down very well, is it? He knows the manager, he knows the owner, better than we do. So he must understand what the owner's like. So I think he knew what the outcome would be if he criticised the owner, and I don't think he had a problem with it. Football's a kind of job, isn't it? Management. Yeah. If you sack me, you got to pay me. So guess what? I'm not walking away. It's a sack me.
He probably went in. He probably went into a crash course with Jose Mourinho about the best way to get fired and get his money. And Jose said, "Listen, bro, just go onto a press conference, talk some, and do it with a poker face, and they'll fire you and you get your money." And so said, so done. So, like JP said, the moment you come out and critical of the people above you, then it's never going to end well, is it? You know what I mean? I actually like, I like his vibe, because he likes.
Would you take him up? Would you take him if Amorim was to get sacked? Would you take Nuno? Would you put up?
No. I'm looking more at a. I think I said to you I'm looking more
Arteta.
Arteta. Nah, Glasner, like a Glasner figure.
Arteta can take you from
that.
No, Arteta can take you from the depths of hell. Yeah,
to
that's what he can.
To frustration.
You did finish the 15th, yeah. So he can take you from the depths of hell and get you back to like challenging, yeah, for fourth place. Fourth place is a trophy.
But he's a second maestro, so if he came, he'd get us finishing second, wouldn't he? I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm like at least he's predictable. We know.
Yeah, you'll have the most points tally. You will have the most points tally in a
points tally in a sitting overall. Was it over 4 seasons?
And I can guarantee you this year, before you play Liverpool, he will bring some music box and play "You Never Walk Alone." Yeah, and he's got a fetish about light bulbs as well. Just to let you know as well.
Yeah.
Right.
And does he like magic tricks as well?
Yes, he does like magic tricks and pickpockets as well.
That's it. Pickpockets,
and one thing about him, he does love driving, but he doesn't ever get to the destination. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. Just a quick one. Shane, he goes, he's simply ace. He said, I put Forest for mid-table, but with Ange, that could turn into relegation. If he does not adapt, he has shown he can adapt in cups, but in the league. Do you agree with that statement?
Yeah, it's a weird one for me. I was saying that on my show this morning, that there's no way that disappointment will work out, that it'll stay the same. They'll either end up finishing 5th or they'll be really low down. It won't just stay the same trajectory. Either he'll crack the code or it'll absolutely blow up in his face. So, I don't know. It's a weird appointment for me. It's a weird appointment. I thought they would have gone for Jose Mourinho myself. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
They'd go for him. I really thought that's what they'd do, because he'd continue on the same. That team would suit him. That team would suit the way he plays. So I don't know. They've got a lot of attacking players. If you look at their defense, the Murillos of this world and all, they're all ball-playing defenders. So they will easily adapt to his high line. I just think he'd be mad to switch it straight away. This should be something that he implements next summer. I think he should stick to the way they're playing and just slightly tweak it, like they said there, that if he it could be relegation if he doesn't adapt. So what he should really do is just tweak it slightly, let them be a bit more open, but keep the whole counter-attacking aspect, because they're built for it. It'd be silly to try and adapt them too much. But they do have the players there. He's got the Morgan Gibbs, who I highly rate him. I think he's brilliant. They got Elliot Anderson, who's a top player. So, they do have the players there to adapt to his style. If he tries to do it too quick, they'll be in trouble. If he tries to adapt it, to change it too quick, because it's such a vast difference. It's not a slightly different style. It's a massively different style. So if he tries and just changes it straight away, you never know, though. Like, I mean, remember his first 8-9 games at Tottenham, they were top of the league. They were smashing everybody.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? So you don't know. He could switch it. But
he had a pre-season then, though, didn't he?
They had the pre-season. So I think he'd be mad to switch it up completely. But he's an experienced manager. I'm sure he knows that. But you don't know. You don't know. Maybe he could adapt it to when we're at home to Burnley and teams like that. Or let's just go nuts and go attacking them. But we'll keep the counter-attacking for it against, say, the top 10 teams along those lines. But it'll be a very interesting one. Because with Ange, you just don't know what you're going to get. So it will be interesting.
Well, guys, we have come to the end of the show. Let me say a massive thanks, first of all, to Shane, who has made his debut on my show. I really appreciate it. Thank you for coming over. I know you probably are on another stream because you're the man that's everywhere, bro. Everywhere. So I really appreciate you. What you've got coming up, obviously I know what you've got coming up, but I'm going to let you tell the audience. And people, please go and get Shane to 2K, because he works too hard not to be there. Do you know what I mean? So get him to 2K, please. I beg you. But what you got coming up?
Listen, if you enjoy what you do, you never work a day, as they say. But no, it was an absolute pleasure coming on. Absolute pleasure. Thanks so much for having me on, and absolute pleasure to meet the two lads as well. And of course, wonderful chat. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I'll have the full Irish obviously tomorrow morning. That's every morning at 10:30, and then tomorrow night is the Bruised Banana panel show, which the legend himself, Normski, will be on. and a BBK who's trying to track down his record of consecutive appearances will be making another
49 undefeated. But you know, it sours me, yeah, because a certain man cheated Sol Campbell, but we won't go into that.
So yeah, the panel show tomorrow night. Mr. Robbo, Latvian Goon will be making his debut. Jez is on as well, and Views, of course, another regular. And then on Friday night, I'll be doing the tactical breakdown, the first ever episode of it, where we look into the upcoming match on Saturday. But yeah, big up for everybody in the chat. Make sure you're hitting those likes. Let's get the likes up, and let's get Normski subs up as well, because he should be on 1,000.
Thank you.
Ages ago, he should have been on 1,000.
So much.
Come on,
Big D. I know I'm not going to say what you've got coming up because you ain't got your own channel yet. JP,
I've got work tonight coming up. You know there was
you got to get your P's there, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I appreciate you as well. As always,
great show, guys.
And great.
I missed that, Jake. I just missed that. You missed that, D. And you froze.
Did I freeze?
Yeah.
Or JP?
No, you did.
Did I? Oh wow!
Yeah.
No, I was saying, listen, man. Great show as always, Norms. Great to meet Shane, because we've heard Norms rave about you, so it's good to have you on board there. Appreciate that, and just your vast knowledge and your banter as well. Your banter's good, man. I love that. Love the accent, man. Love that accent, man. Yeah, you know, good stuff, man. Good stuff.
JP, just quickly.
JP,
you're muted. You're muted, bro. You're muted, man. You're muted.
You're muted. You're still muted.
Got too many screens. I lost the cursor.
You little show off.
It was great meeting you, Shane. I love the Irish accent. They say the Irish accent actually sounds quite Jamaican at times.
Yeah, we say
listen, bro. Hey, guys, remember what they say? No blacks, no Irish. Yeah,
there you go.
Hey, we're brothers, man. We're brothers. You know, we've been through the pain.
Yeah, you know
that But no, big up to the world class chat, man. Really appreciate it. Guys,
big on the chat, man.
Smash that like button, subscribe and share if you knew all of that stuff, and all that good stuff. Tonight, obviously, I'm on at 9:35 with DJ B, the Arsenal mingle. So pretty much be repeating some of the stuff, but nothing to do with Man United. It will be all Arsenal. But big up to the chat for coming in. Really appreciate it. Smash that like button, subscribe and share if you knew. And listen, look out for the breakfast show tomorrow. I will be tuning. That's whilst I'm working, I've got him on in the corner there, and every now and again I'm there. I'm putting my 2 bobs worth in. So big up to you, Shane. I really appreciate it. You're welcome anytime on, mate. You don't have to ask to come on anytime. Send me the link, man. And I just say you're a brother. You're my brother from another mother, as they will say. But people, hit the like button, subscribe and shit if you're new, and we're out of here. Oh, just one thing, guys, in the chat. Did you not hear one blue word out of Shane's mouth? Yo, he was saying, listen, this man can do clean as well, yo. So big up to, listen, bro, you want to go on his channel. No, absolutely respect. Thank you, Shane. I really appreciate it. Man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Shane is a gentleman, absolute gentleman. But
good stuff,
take care, people. God bless.
Top man.
And we'll see you next. Take care. Bye-bye.